So, yesterday I fapped 6 times. And not only did I fap 6 times, I also binge ate, overconsumed food. And whilst I was doing that, I was overconsuming television. Now, what this had made me felt was just suicidal. I was laying there last night and I had these thoughts like, what is the point of life anymore? I was questioning my own identity because, quite frankly, I have lost myself yesterday. And I wanted to cry. I wanted to just burst into tears. I really did. But I didn't want to wake up my family. And you can imagine that it was just hell for me. And waking up this morning, I felt like I am nobody. And I came up here wanting to do some work, but I could not focus because literally I am still thinking about what I had done yesterday. And what prevented myself from being consumed by my thoughts and impulsive, perhaps bad decisions was I learned to channel my energy upwards to my head. And what do I mean by this is I was so focused on what I had done. I was so focused on the bad choices I had made. Like, why, just David, why would you do something so stupid? It is like finding this beautiful woman, and all of a sudden, because you got bored, you want to leave her for no reason. And then a few weeks afterwards, you'll be there crying and repenting, like, why did I make such a dumb choice? And this could go with everything, guys. You were finally once consistent at doing something. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, because you felt bored of success, because you felt you wanted to relive your old life, that you choose to make those same similar decisions that got you nowhere in life. But what really saved me this morning was as I was reading through the book Supernatural, I really paid attention on how to do the breathing techniques, to how to actually meditate properly. Because I was not feeling like myself. And quite literally, I said, David, you have to surrender, right? You have to just surrender and let these energies, right? Let these emotions come to you and let them go. And I sat there. I was tightening and squeezing my pelvis for something that I had actually not done before. I was confused, but I looked deep into it. I was contracting my pelvis. I was trying to sense my breath pulling from my pelvis up to my head. At first, it was very awkward. It was as if I am doing nothing. I was not sure if I was even squeezing the right muscles properly, but after a while, after 3 times, 6 times, and 10th time, is where I started to feel that attention on my spine. Is when I felt my breath coming up slowly towards my navel, my chest, my throat, and then my head. That took time. But in the beginning, it was true for what the book had said that we majority of us have our energy stuck on our bottom 3 points of our body: our pelvis, sexual organ, our digestive system, and perhaps our navel, just a little bit, or diaphragm, should I say. And in the beginning, I was having trouble pulling my energy up. I was trying to pull my breath up, and as I did so, I could not get my breath past my chest. It was like there's a blockage there. And this made so many sense because my mind had not been coherent with my body and I have not felt present for so long. But as I was doing these techniques, as I was breathing, pulling this air through my spine to my head, I just felt this wonderful feeling, this new experience of pure bliss. It was like fireworks going off on my head, and it's as if I am having a mental orgasm and I was showered down with joy and relief. And when that happened, I knew for certain that something had changed. And it did. I felt great. I felt clear. I felt happy. And every single thing I did yesterday was forgiven. I no longer felt sad. I no longer felt like I am nobody, but rather this sense of joy, as if there was this blockage in my sink and I finally got rid of it, letting water flow down. And it felt amazing. There was no more stuck energy there. And although I had to do it constantly, I have to remind myself constantly to pull my energy to my mind so that I could feel at ease. So, really, I have to say that yesterday I did not have the best time of my life. And the reason for that was because on Tuesday this week, I allowed my old life to flow back into my life. And because of that, I had repeated similar mistakes perhaps 3 times now. And it does not feel great because you lose yourself, right? You totally lose yourself because you improve for the reason to get better at life. But when you repeat your own mistakes in the journey of your own improvement, it really contradicts your own identity and you lose yourself. You lose yourself because you no longer have this grasp of who you are. You say you want to be fit and healthy, but then you're binge eating. You say you want to use your time to create a business to help your family, but then you're wasting your time watching movie. You see exactly how this can have a tremendous and devastating effect on your own mental image and health. For me, it certainly was like that. And what made me got out of this negative thinking loop was to really utilize my breath, to breathe properly and allow energy to flow thoroughly through my body. And I'm super grateful for that this had happened. Otherwise, perhaps I'll still be thinking of those dark and very selfish thoughts. So this is all I gotta say for today. And I do hope you guys had learned something from this. But if not, like always, I'll be here for you guys tomorrow.